Hey, this is Josh with Cultural Catholic coming at you with a late last week Friday video. This video is going to be on net neutrality, or the end of, and the Alabama election. So, initially, net neutrality. The FCC, led by Chairman Ajit Pai, voted 3-2 along party lines to end net neutrality. So basically what that means is, just a little background, 2015, rules were put in place by the Obama administration to basically turn internet service providers, Comcast, Verizon, AT&T, into utilities. So that means much like water and electricity and gas, internet service providers need to provide data, basically things from YouTube, Netflix, random blogs, New York Times, other things that are on the internet at the same speed for this, and without having to require consumers to pay more for certain types of things, as well as treating individuals and corporations that create data that is put through the cables, without having them pay exorbitant ransoms as well. Actually, one of the links I'm gonna put in the description is a breakdown by Hassan Piker of the Young Turks of Ben Shapiro's argument against net neutrality. There's also going to be there's also going to be another breakdown by Hassan Piker against Ajit Pai and net neutrality. Now, Ajit Pai marketed this under the idea that it would increase internet freedom, that it would that ISPs wouldn't jack up prices. However, Ajit Pai is a former Verizon lawyer and probably wants to work there again because there's a revolving door in our government, and lobbyists switch from being lobbyists to go back to the private sector, to go back to being lobbyists, and so on and so forth. And sometimes they end up being FCC commissioners, for example. So Ajit Pai is looking forward to a nice payday when he goes back to Verizon. Because ISPs, which are already fabulously wealthy, are going to make even more money. And me as a smaller creator, I'm very concerned that I might not be able to grow this channel or any of my other channels, simply because of my personal political views. I'm not happy about this. I'm okay with this, and actually this goes across party lines. When the FCC asked for open comments, millions of people wrote in saying don't do this. There were also smaller number that were basically copy and pasted saying, hey, get rid of net neutrality. Some of them were Russian, some of them were just the same people over and over again. They were all bots, basically. So Ajit Pai just didn't care, and actually something nefarious in these rules, it preempts states and local and city governments from instituting net neutrality on their own. So basically ISPs are going to be able to run roughshod, even though conservatives keep on saying states are the laboratories of democracy. Well, they can't be a laboratory of democracy if you're not able to do the things that democracy allows you to do with preemption laws or rules in this case. Now, the only thing that can stop this is if Congress were to do something. That might happen, although the way we fund our elections, I'm not so certain. Now on to a good thing. Roy Moore is not going to be a senator. Last week, Roy Moore lost the special election to fill Jeff Sessions' seat, and for the first time in 25 years, so basically as long as I've been alive, there will be a Democrat representing Alabama. Doug Jones won by a point and a half, which is just enough to not require an automatic recount. And the Washington Post article that will be in the link below, it will show that African Americans and women and young people were the ones that voted in large numbers and overwhelmingly for Doug Jones. There were a few write-in candidates, but most Republicans and most older people and most white people ended up voting for Roy Moore, whereas everyone else voted for Doug Jones, and that's all he needed. Now, Doug Jones is an establishment Democrat. I actually tweeted at him and Roy Moore, congratulating him, but also hoping that he would do progressive, that he would go with progressive things instead of doing corporate Democrat stuff. I'm not so certain he will do that, but here's hoping. So yeah, this is the video for last week. You'll see me in a little bit for the video for this week.